Hey and welcome to the Academy of Witchwood. Welcome back. As you can see, it's the middle of the night and it's been a few days or a few hours of gameplay since we returned from the Eternal Starlight. I thought of where are we going next? And to be honest, I thought a little bit more progress should be nice. And well, I went a little bit into occultism and grinded away. So all of our rituals are now... Would you please not interrupt me? Thank you. All of our rituals are now on the highest level, as you can see here and here as well. To be honest, going through this and, well, getting the chalks was mainly not that interesting. The only two places that were really interesting were the ones where we had to summon an unbound Aphrid and the one where we had to summon an unbound Merit. You need to do that to get first the black chalk and second of all the blue chalk. Oh, was it the red and the blue? It was the red and the blue. So yeah, for those impure red chalk, you need an Aphrid essence, which you can get by killing an Aphrid. To be honest, I didn't kill it. I just bottled it up. If we take a look at our jars over here, we now have an unbound Aphrid down here, and possessed Elder Guardian, and why are you on your head? That doesn't look too comfy. That one is an unbound Merit, and a goat. I found that on the way, and yeah, those have been producing Aphrid Essence, and Merit Essence was somewhere here as well. Here. So we have enough of that for all eternity. No need to kill anything. So yeah, that's that. While doing so, I also exceeded the 30 jars of bottled mobs that were required for our quest. So if I take a look, I think it was in summoning, bottle at least 30 mobs. We got that contained. I was collecting Herbology, and with that we also can go into the next year. So let's unlock year 4. And we can get another few of those here. And I think we're not too far away from year 5 as well. So with that, what I want to tackle today is, for one, our challenge to obtain our sextupling, which needs us to enslave a Merit Crusher. Well, that's not too challenging, as we do have the ritual leveled up. And the other thing is I want to get an ore miner. And with merits available, we can go ahead and get ourselves a master miner. So let me get a few things together and then we'll see what we miss. And after a short trip to collect a guest tier, I now have here a guest tier, a block of diamond, a block of netherite, a block of emerald, and a block of iesnium. Iesnium is a metal that you can find in the nether, similar to how you can harvest the otherworldly materials. You need a special pickaxe for that, and you need to get a special glass to see it, but overall it's not that critical. As you can see, this is not the cheapest of all summons, but if I place the merit book in the middle, and I can probably give it a little bit of speed up with my time in the bottle, we will soon enough have a really powerful crusher. And here we have it. Sorc Failure is an water spirit of the highest level, a merit. And, well, what can a merit do? If I toss him a stack of iron, you will see that he gives us every few seconds 6 iron dust. And I think that's a decently high speed to 6-tuple what we get. You can see it's really 6 times. It's not using up 6 iron at once or something like that. And with this, I think it's the highest multiplication of ores that exists in modern Minecraft, because it's not even restricted to the whole ore, but to the raw variant. So, yeah, we can get a lot of iron from this. And there's another few merit users. You have always one tier of crusher, one of smelter, and one of crystallizer. Yeah, not really any use in summoning the other two. I did have this here in the back, which I want to use to set up the merit as well as the miner, which we get to in just a minute. First of all, I really need to get a way to call back the elevator if I don't use it to go back down. So let's grab a button, and you can just place a button on the elevator contact here to call the elevator down, which is really useful. So let's melt up all the iron dust that we got. And maybe I should disable this. All right. Oh, right. And what I also did is, in preparation of our train making, which I said last episode we will do today. No, which I said 2 episodes ago, which we will do in the last episode, which we didn't. We need lava for train chassis. And I did set up a rune of superheated swore, which we can just use cobblestone in to, well, get lava. So if I throw these in, they will get melted down into lava, as you can see here, a little by little. But, well, we got 93 buckets already, which should already be enough for all the trains that we need. But back to our merit and to our miner. If I take a look at the master merit miner, master miner merit, the MMM, Well, there is one level above, which is the Eldritch Ancient Miner, which needs a total of 8 of these master miners. So I will actually try to get 8 of those just to, well, get the highest level at some point. So I need to get ahead and do some collecting because, well, we not only need like 8 nether stars and 8 totems of undying, which shouldn't be the problem here, but we also need 8 of the previous levels of miner, which then again needs echo charts and crying obsidian and stuff, which also need 8 of the previous ones and 8 of the previous ones, and we need to do all these rituals 8 times, which is going to get really annoying. Especially as they take a lot of time. So the first step in speeding this up is actually getting an Iesnium ritual bowl, which speeds up everything that happens in the ritual by quite a lot, and those are not as expensive as the other things going to be. Let me get everything together to create 3 of those to supply all the rituals, and well, then we are going to get our miners. So, with an Iesnium ritual bowl in the middle, every recipe we're doing takes only a quarter of the time. It's also not the last step in the in the level. We can get ourselves a celestial chalice, which instantly completes everything. But you can see reinforced deep slate, a respawn anchor, budding amethyst. It is not the cheapest, and to be honest, I'm not too worried about timing of these things, as we can always speed them up. I do still have around 27 hours of gameplay time in my bottle, so if there's any need to be, we can just speed up the ritual. You can also see that I went ahead and put some hoppers on the sacrificial bowls as well as the ritual bowl here, so that we can automate a little bit more, which we definitely will need to do if we want to ever complete 8 master miner merits. But for the moment, we're good. All right, then let me collect everything that we need for 1 first, because I think we will need to set up 1 before we can do the rest, because we will need more Iesnium. Quite a bit more Iesnium. And I don't want to go mining for those, so I will set up 1 and well, speed this up for you a little bit, so you don't have to wait for hours for 1 of those to finish. And here you can see the production of the first tier of magic lamps, minor foliates. I choose to go through actually 8 of the first level, so I don't need to, well, set this up again. And I do have enough Iesnium for the first bit, but I don't know if it's enough for everything. So, and somewhere it stopped. Oh, wait, yeah. And yeah, I'll see how far I can go with these. Ideally, I can get as high as possible. I don't have everything for 8 of the master miners anyways, at least currently. But let's see how many I can get up. And here we have the newest addition to the setup. We do have a small starbuncle that collects the items that end up in this sacrificial bowl. And this sacrificial bowl is, well, taking the results of this ritual. That's actually part of the mod. If you have a face down sacrificial bowl above the ritual, you will see maybe there for a second when the ritual finishes. No, you don't, the starbuncle is too fast. But the result will end up in here instead of getting scattered in the area. And our starbuncle will collect everything nice in here. So, towards our miners. And last but not least, we are crafting the Master Miner Merit, which will take a moment. And I realized I'm actually not missing, where is it? The Iesnium for the pickaxes. Our 6 tupling merit actually made it work. But I am missing some nether stars and mainly dragon's breath. So I need to venture into the end to gather some of those. But before I go there, I want to set up the Master Miner Merit so that we can collect some ores while I'm away. And there disappears my last strength breath. I thought we had a renewable way to get these, but we have, but they require dragon head. And I don't have any dragon heads. So, well. Let me speed this up a little bit and get the merit here. There we go. 1600 durability, will mine random ores, deep slate ores and rare ores. To utilize this one, we also need a dimensional mineshaft. And dimensional mineshaft is made with this triggers higher binding. We could have done this ages ago, but it requires also a block of Iesnium, a few other stones or other rocks, a spirit attuned crystal, and another book of Djinn. So let's set this up really quickly and get ourselves one dimensional mineshaft. Or do I get 8 directly? I think I get 8 directly. So I will set this up, let it run through, and then we take a look on what it does. And here we go, 8 dimensional mineshafts completed. So let's go ahead and set this up. How do we do this? We need some, yeah, I think chests would be the best option, and I think we do have some diamond chests laying around. If I can find them. Here they are. So let's actually just set up 8 of these next to each other, like this. And then we can just place our magical lamps on top of those. These do have a slot, and I can just place my Master Miner Merit in there. And it will start producing resources. You can see the bar grows and I produce a gravel. Way! And you can also see it costs durability. Any of these miners can be enchanted though, so let's see if we can put some great enchantments on this lamp so that we produce a little bit faster. Can we use this? We can. Freshly enchanted with Fortune 8 and Efficiency 5. Let's see how it fares now. It's quite a bit faster, and I would say it's nicely collecting a bunch of stuff. So yeah, we will get everything. Dark ore, emerald, runic stone, redstone, different blocks like clay, but also silver, mithril, arcane crystals, eosnium, pretty much everything that can appear as an ore. We just got our first piece of ancient debris. So this is really useful. It ticks down its durability, and there's pretty much only one way to change that, and that is by using an Eternal Stellar. An Eternal Stellar is the first thing that we actually need the Hephaestus Forge for. So we will definitely get this, especially if we have our master, our eternal super miner, because it's really not that expensive. It only requires a tier 3 forge, and we can make anything unbreakable with this. So yeah, that's definitely what I'm going to do. But for now, I'll just let this run for a while I'm getting the materials to craft 7 more of those. So let me get all of this together and I'll see you soon. So for the bottles of enchanting, we need an industrial fan. An industrial fan in combination with the dragon head, powered, can transform a bunch of things. Magma cream into ender pearls, obsidian to crying obsidian, and what they also can do is fill glass bottles into dragon's breath. These industrial fans are not powered from behind, but you need to use it instead of a cock, so I just place it in here. Like I said, we need to power it like this, and then just attach the dragon head in front. And yeah, now we can, or should be able to, just throw a whole bunch of glass bottles in there, maybe deactivating our magnet. And if everything works, then we should get a bunch of bottles of enchanting. No, wait, dragon's breath. Maybe I need to put a block in front. Like this. And like this. Come on. Do the thing. Transform. Hey, there we go. 1 stack of dragon's breath. Very nice. And now I'm going to get rid of this fan because, yeah, I don't really need it there. Next step is Totems of Undying. I did capture an evoker at some point, but seemingly I don't get any Totems of Undying from the Drigme farm, which is, well, a pain, but nonetheless we do have other options. What I can do is use Dispel to get him out of there, and then capture him in an occult ender lead. That is of Apothic Enchanting, and you need to get to level 75 infusion. There's a whole bunch of infusion behind this, but if we free him from here, capture him in our ender lead, we can use this jar later on for different things. What we can do is we can change what we have in the spawner to whatever we had in the lead. So now we have an evoker spawner, which allows us to get a bunch of evoker. And that also means, ideally, we do have a bunch of evokers in here. And Now we have a bunch of angry Vex. Alright. Is there still one? Yeah. Alright. That just got us 4 totems of undying. And seemingly there's another one. There we go. I thought that we had the upgrade in this that it's spawning without AI, didn't we? Ignores redstone, ignores players, ignores light. No, we don't. What did we need for that? Oh, I definitely want echoing. And we need a chorus fruit and nether chorus fruit. We should have those. Chorus fruit for no AI, as well as some shards, echo shards. I think we can put a maximum of 5. Now it has no AI and echoing 3. Okay. So, let's try this out again. Ideally, they shouldn't spawn Vex or anything at all. Let's see. Yeah. Now they're completely without AI. And if they don't want to die, we're doing it like this. And that got us another 4 totems of undying, which is enough for everything we wanted. Yay! Alright. And with this, we also have the 7 new Master Miner merits. So, 8 in total. Let's take a look what our first one has achieved. And I think this is a respectable amount of materials. Awesome. Sadly, what it didn't get is a mining dimension core piece, which would be the one thing we need for the Eldritch Ancient Miner. But, well, we do have a long way to go. Even though I don't see any new ores coming in. In the time while I made the 7 new ones, we lost the old one. Which is a pity. So, let us, well, enchant the new ones. Set them up here and try to get a new one from the very go before they all disappear. And let's see if we may get a core piece, which would be great. And after a total of 8 Master Miner merits that I used up, all of these chests had been filled. To be fair, I have one left, which is the new one I created while the other were running, and they're not completely used up. You can see they all have around 300 durability left, but I didn't want to get too close for this. But yeah, they were all filled. I sadly didn't get a mining dimension core, but I went ahead and put all the results into this chest, which is highly upgraded with 2 tier 5 stack upgrades. And you can see that we got, for example, nearly 600 runic stones, 1600 nether quartz, 1000 lapis, 600 jade stone, a bunch of silver, and 144 stellar arcana, 500 zinc, and so on and so forth. And even a total of 272 eosnium, which is one of the more rare ores, together with the ancient debris, that you can get from here. But if I take eosnium, for example, let's just take one of these, and I go through the process of actually breaking it, and this pickaxe is far too strong. In this case, I got 5 raw eosnium, and then we just need our merit and toss him the eosnium, and we will get a total of 30 dust, 30 eosnium dust from this one ore. So you can imagine what will happen if we do the same with the rest of the 271 eosnium ore here. So if I want to go ahead and automate all of this, we will need a way to fortune all of these ores, or at least all of them who drop a raw variant, and which are stone types like diamond or crystal ore and something like that. And then we need to feed the raw ores to our merit crusher here to get the dust and then smelt the dust. I think with all the ores we got here, I'm not going to set up a miner merit anytime soon until we get through the process of setting up the Hephaestus Forge, and we can make one of those endless. Then we might, well, automate this entirely. But for now, we're just keeping our crusher and, yeah, set up a little bit of automation. So let me see what I can whip up, and I'll get you back in just a second. And because 7 is such a magical number, yeah, we do have 7 of these merit crushers now. I choose to not go into fortuning any of these ores because we just have enough. If you take a look here, I went ahead and fortuned the eosnium, and we got 4,000 out of this. Times 6 will at some point be a lot of dust, and we don't need that. There's really no need at all, and I need to fix this. This doesn't work. But the Starbuncle here will get the ores out of this chest and round robin them into the merit miners, merit crushers, which will, well, 6-tuple all of the ores, and the other Starbuncle is busy running around and will probably do so until the end of this game through, getting all the things separated in here. And yes, you're seeing this correctly. This is around 1,600 netherite. I don't even know what we will do with that. Probably nothing? Who knows? I don't. But as this production here is the heart of our resource system from now on, we definitely need a guardian to make sure that nothing happens to these starbunkles. So let me get one more straw statue in here and get ourselves a guardian of the merit. So, welcome, Omosert. Thank you very much for commenting all the time. It really means a lot to me. And as the defender of merit, you will obviously get a magic cloth set and a shield. Your job is to protect these starbunkles and the merit in the background. You may stay here and defend our resource situation. With this, thank you very much for joining today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of summoning, a little bit of merits, and a whole bunch of resources. So with this, see you next time before I'm getting attacked through the wall right now. I'll see you then. Have a great evening, have a great day, wherever you are in the world. Bye bye.